rare and balanced view on politics in today's world. Based on facts, born of rationality, common sense, and logic, providing context on today's events. This is American Perspective with Rick Thomas.
Well, it's Tuesday, folks. It's Tuesday. By the way, my thing is gonna go. Hold on. Let me let me stop. Oh, what's this? Oh, no. It's not. Close that. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's shut that off. And then we should be okay now. Whoa. Yeah, professionally done. That's right. Professionally done. So what I was trying to do, which I forgot to put it into a special mode, I was trying to get the pledge swapped out like I do behind the scenes, and I didn't do very well. I pressed the wrong button. So there you go. I know I can't get good help these days. They certainly can't pay for good help these days. So anyway, yeah, Mrs. Whiskey is looking at me funny. I pressed the wrong button, and so I ended up going live before everything was done.
Nice.
Goodness. All right. So there we go. Yeah, I know. No, we're not early. You guys, it's called, the ID10T key was used.
Todd, you're just so excited.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to do this. But anyway, the ID10T key, all right? Write that down. Write down the letter I, the letter D, the 10, and the T, and you'll figure it out. Anyway, the guy behind the microphone is obviously not, shall we say, all there today. As we say in the IT world, it's a pepcac problem. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. Anyway, all right, so I'm just sort of filling in the time until we hit 5 o'clock because, I want to make sure that nothing interrupts me. I think I turned off the auto stuff that would go. So there you go. Okay, and we're counting down. We had about 3 seconds, 2, 1. Okay, no change. Which is kind of sad because I wanted to get this going. All right, we're going to go ahead and get that going because that should have automatically gone. All right. Oh, what a mess. Hey, this is live broadcasting, folks. Everything is live. I am not Memorex. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to American Perspective. I am your host, who obviously is the idiot behind the box. Rick. Goodness. Okay. So apparently, Coco D insert name here has got a story to tell. Apparently, there was a bomb threat at the Capitol complex where she works. And the bomb squad was there all day. Someone apparently found a suspicious package and actually brought it into the Capitol. And apparently it is a possible IED and is being investigated. IED, for those of you not in the know, is a improvised explosive device. That's what that stands for. And this was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is really weird because Wyoming's like a staunch, hard red state. I can't imagine why that would be the case, but anyway. All right. Oh, shoot. Let's go ahead and get things kicked off. I believe Bam is up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, Bam is up for the Pledge of Allegiance. I just tried to switch her over, which caused all of this confusion in the beginning of the show. So that's why you didn't hear any of the intro stuff. But there you go. All right, let's go ahead and get things kicked off. Bam is up. If you are of mine, please stand. Remove your hats if you're wearing one, like me. And place your hand over your heart and follow along with Bam as she recites the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and I thank Bam for that wonderful rendition of the pledge. If you would like to hear your rendition of the pledge played here on the program, all you need to do is record yourself performing the pledge in your style. Take that audio file, video file, whatever kind of file, and attach it to an email address. Send it to me. Send it to fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. Or if you do it via phone, like you do it with a recorder app or something on your phone, there, I bet you there is a share button, and you can press the share button, and that will get you to an email that will allow you to send it to fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead, Coco, throw it in there. Might as well. I mean, I don't have a pet of the week for tomorrow, so that would actually be interesting. So yeah, send those pictures in. We'll go ahead and get that going for that. All right. Oh, I'm all discombobulated right now. Okay. So, let's go ahead to tonight's headline sponsor, which is the Institute on the Constitution. The Institute on the Constitution is a 501c3 nonprofit with one singular mission, and that is to restore the constitutional republic through grassroots education. All courses and materials are developed using primary source documents and taught from the American view of law and government as defined in the Declaration of Independence in the following 3 key points. 1, there is a God. 2, our rights come from him. And 3, the purpose of civil government is to secure and protect your God-given rights. The IOTC offers the opportunity to educate yourself on our most precious founding document, the Constitution of the United States. They also provide tools to educate your community and get involved with local government. Start by taking the free U.S. Constitution course and go from there. Use my affiliate link, iotc.americanperspective.online, to sign up, and while you are there, take a moment to look through their other course material and information. My affiliate link, once again, is iotc.americanperspective.online to get great content to learn about our historical founding and support the show in the process. That's iotc.americanperspective.online. Or if you just want to purchase this fabulous Saddleback leather-bound U.S. Constitution to support the show, go to constitution.americanperspective.online. Take a look at this wonderful book. Got an 1/8 of an inch of Saddleback leather wrapped around pages that are water and tear resistant. No cheap glue here, folks. It is stitched all the way through, the leather and the pages contained within. It's got a 100-year warranty against materials and manufacturing defects, such that if you have a problem with this, you can send it back to the manufacturer and they will either fix it or replace it for free. 3 Chevy says all amendments are made with genuine Roman numerals. And by the way, no Romans were hurt in the process of putting the Roman numerals in this book. It has sexy rounded corners. And of course, if you hand this to a leftist, they will likely have gastrointestinal problems. Yeah, it causes liberal digestive issues. Yeah. It is, rest in peace, my friend, buddy tested, buddy approved. Billy tasted, Billy approved, and my youngest whiskey warrior has confirmed that the information contained within will help you to achieve your civics badge in Scouts. It will also help you achieve your civics exam, or hey, even your naturalization test. Oh man, talk about that. If you know of somebody who is Well, hell, even if you don't, you know what? If I really would understand how to do like a 501c3 nonprofit and had the ability to do it, I would almost like buy a bunch of these and hand them out to naturalized citizens when they take their citizens swearing in ceremony. This would be the gift that I would give them. Anyway, don't forget, you've got Christmas coming up. It is a great stocking stuffer. You can stuff that in the stocking, and there you go. Yeah, so go to constitution.americanperspective.online to get yours today, and also don't forget to check out the rest of the Institute on the Constitution's offerings. And I appreciate them for allowing me to be an affiliate of theirs. Oh, wow. Tuesday. Yeah. You know, I think it's everything got thrown off. I was just not paying attention when I pressed the button. Again, it's that ID10 T key, or the PEPCAC problem, or the application, the layer 8 issue. And those are all, by the way, those are all IT things. So anyway, all right. Well, you know, the wonderful No Kings rallies, we're starting to see more and more information that these were anti-American rallies. I mean, I showed you that they had absolutely zero idea, many of them who were rallying. They had no idea how to, what they were even rallying for. Some of them couldn't even say what kinds of kingly things that Donald Trump is being accused of. And now we get this in the post-millennial. Oh, I hope this works. There it is. So we get this in the post-millennial. There was apparently a far-left group that handed out flyers in Michigan at a No Kings protest, vowing to escalate hostilities. Yeah. Anyway, escalate hostilities unless police and the Supreme Court are abolished. Folks, this is what they are. This is who they are. I don't know why they sit there and try to make it sound like, oh, yeah, we're American, and wave the American flag. By the way, I saw some video of some No Kings protests in, like, California and stuff. And while they had American flags, there were also Palestinian flags. There were also Mexican flags in some locations. I mean, again, if you're in, just seriously, if you're in America and you don't want to be in America, then go home. Go home. I don't know how simpler you could make it. Just go home. Don't turn don't turn here into there just because you don't like there. You came here to avoid there, but now you want here to turn into there because you actually like there. You don't like here. I don't know. Anyway, it even confuses me. But anyway, these flyers that were thrown out, it said, and it concluded, should we fail to observe the aforementioned demands within the allotted time, and believe me, there's a list of them here, the aforementioned demands within the allotted time, the disorder will be without parallel in modern times. Yeah. Okay. So these flyers had things like demands that had things like dismantling ICE, dismantle the Supreme Court. Oh, that's anti-constitutional for sure. Yeah. The flyer stated at the top in all caps, everything comes to a head. We draw up the terms, we arrange the time and date, your people and our people. We have demands in no uncertain terms. The following conditions must be met or hostilities will continue and they will escalate. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Anyway, here are some of their demands. We demand. Now listen to this. The millions of nurses, temp workers, paramedics, staffers, community members rise up. blocking the streets, take over research centers, and raise the banner of free healthcare and medical autonomy for everyone on U.S. soil. We demand that that oppressed and brave people revolt against ICE, Border Patrol, Homeland Security, and local police, destroying their infrastructure, discrediting their operations, overwhelming their personnel, returning safety and peace to our communities. Wait a minute. Now, hold up. Think about that for just a second. They want you to rise up and revolt and then say, return safety and peace to our communities when all of that stuff is done. Like, take out the actual structure of law enforcement, because when you take out the structure of law enforcement, oh yeah, peace and safety ensue. Yeah, no. There are several cities that tried that. They tried defunding the police and, yeah, sure. Anyway, the flyer also demanded that angry mobs storm the Supreme Court, abolishing it outright, returning power to community elders, to wayward youngsters, and to those of us who earn trust in their communities continuously because of their care and humility, not appointed authority. Yeah. Like, that's not anti-American right there. Sure. It also called upon renters, homeowners, and farmers to decommodify. What? Housing. Oh, decommodify housing. Okay. And land. Joining forces in grassroots networks to obstruct evictions, abolish rent, place families and individuals into dignified housing, and to break up the monopolies in real estate and agriculture who prey on our need for land in order to turn unprecedented profits. Yeah. By the way, at the bottom of the flyer was an advertisement for a neighborhood anti-ICE training, which was to be held at the Intercooperative Council Education Center in Ann Arbor. Okay. These people, I swear. All they want to do is sow discord and what else is it? What's that thing? Anarchy. Yeah, there you go. Anarchy. That's what they're looking for. God. That's... Oh, I'm sorry, these people. They just make me laugh. Oh. Well, you know how the Democrats have been consistently, and I mean consistently, saying that this is a Republican shutdown and that the Republicans are to blame, that Republicans don't want to come to the table and talk about health care, and that this is the Republican health care crisis, even though it's the Democrat health care crisis and the Obamacare ACA health care crisis, and all of these other things. Yeah, well, Harry Enton's got a surprise for you folks. This whole shutdown thing that you keep saying, like Chuck Schumer said, oh yeah, the shutdown. Oh, this shutdown. This is perfect for us. The longer it goes on, the better our position. Yeah, don't trust a freaking Democrat moron, like especially Chuck Schumer. Here's our buddy, Harry Enton, over on CNN. He's probably, between him and Scott Jennings, those are the only truth tellers on the network. Oh, but let's go ahead and take a listen to what Harry has to say here. Oops, sorry.
Talking 20 days into it. In 2018/2019, Donald Trump's net approval rating was already falling. The shutdown was eating into his popular support. It was down 3 points already at this particular point and would fall considerably more. It was very much on the decline. You come over to this side of the screen, this shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. His net approval rating is actually up a point. And in terms of his popular support. So the bottom line is this. The first shutdown during Trump's first term, 2018, 2019, was hurting Donald Trump. This one is not hurting him at all. There's no real reason Donald Trump might say, at least when it comes to popular support, I want to get out of this shutdown.
What about the question of blame?
Yeah, okay. What about the question of blame? Okay, you see here, you see Donald Trump's net approval rating was down 2018 to 2019. You talk about 2025 as net approval rating is up. It comes down to the blame game, a game I loved to play when I was younger. Blame Trump for the shutdown a great deal. In 2018/2019, 61%, more than 3 in 5 Americans blame Trump a great deal for that particular shutdown. You come over to this side of the screen, look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. 48% of Americans blame Trump a great deal for this particular shutdown. So it's more than 3 in 5 back in 2018/2019. It's less than half, a drop of 13 points. Again, it's no real wonder that Donald Trump, at this point, looking at the shutdown, says, you know what, it's not actually harming me politically, in large part because he's getting less of the blame.
And he's doing things differently during this shutdown.
Yes, exactly right. You know, we talk about Donald Trump and you say, okay, he wants to be a consequential, influential president. Well, if the legislative process is basically freezed up, you know, on Capitol Hill, you may say, well, then he can't actually get legislation through. But that's not how Trump is governing in this term. We've spoken about this over and over and over again. He's using his pen.
There you go. So, yeah, this government shutdown isn't really going anywhere. It's not. It's not looking good for the Democrats at all, because the Democrats are the ones that are taking the blame for all of this stuff. As they should. I mean, seriously, as they should. Because, again, realistically, it is due to the Democrats, especially the ones in the Senate. I mean, those are the ones that are really, you know, they keep trying to like tie this to the House of Representatives. They're not. They can't. It's impossible. You can't tie it to the House of Representatives because, well, let's just be honest with this. It isn't them. The House did their job, which is what Mike Johnson said. You know, the House did their job. They passed the bill. They sent it to the Senate. Sent it to the Senate. Hey, my closed circuiting got it right. Anyway, and yeah, this is all on the Senate. This is all on Senate Democrats. Now, apparently, according to Donald Trump, there are some Democrats that are looking to end the government shutdown. That's what they're looking to do. And so, yeah. So anyway, it's just it's just a real pain in the butt for some people to have the government shut down. But yeah, they're just sitting here and they're like, yeah, government shutdown. This is all on the Republicans. No, the Republicans did their job. They passed the clean CR. They did what they're doing. You know, that's what they're supposed to do. And so anyway, yeah, the messaging war seems to be going in the Republicans' favor because it is true. You know, a lot of people are not awake to the fact that this time the Democrats are leading the efforts. That's according to Representative Mike Kennedy in Utah. He said on Just the News, No Noise television show. Yeah, they are. They know it. They know it. And so there you go. It is not on the red side. It is not on the red side at all. So, yeah. Representative Rudy Yakim of Indiana said on the John Solomon Reports podcast, Democrats would clearly rather play politics than do right by the American people. Let's not forget the Democrats supported short-term CRs 13 times. 13 times under President Biden. And those of us who are Republicans in the House, we voted to keep the government open. You've now got Democrats. They're openly saying that they're okay with withholding paychecks for U.S. troops during their Democrat Chuck Schumer shutdown. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a Chuck Schumer shutdown. So, yeah. And the math, by the way, is in the Republicans' favor. It's totally in the Republicans' favor. So, the House has already approved the continuing resolution. It's already done. It's already done. The Senate could end it by just approving the legislation. All they need to do is need 60 votes. And Republicans currently enjoy a 53-47 advantage in the Senate. Multiple Democrats have already voted with the GOP to end the shutdown. So, yeah, they just need 5 more Democrats to come out. They've hit 55. They just need, they hit 55 yes votes. They just need 5 more. That's it. That's all they have to do. And, yep. So, anyway, The Hill even noted, by the way, that some Democrats are skeptical about their leadership's hardline stance against reopening the government. Privately, they acknowledge that they fear getting hammered by their liberal base if they vote for a Republican funding bill. So, yeah. Anyway, again, they keep it down. They keep it shut down. And I personally think that I disagree with Chuck Schumer. I think the longer that it stays closed, the more likely the American people are going to be waking up. They're going to be waking up and realize that it's the Schumer shutdown. Well, before I get to my next my next topic, actually, let's go ahead and let me talk about this fantastic elixir that I drink every single morning. It's called coffee. And I can't have my coffee. I have to have my coffee. Just ask Mrs. Whiskey. She's like, oh my God, you are just so out of whack. Here's your coffee. She could, mainline it, stick it in me. Yeah, here we go. It's just do it like heroin or whatever if she could. Anyway. If you still haven't tried 1775 coffee, now is your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped. There's a limited number of units available. In each unit, you're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality Mushroom Coffee that has clean energy and laser focus with no crash. All of these coffees are single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you're also getting my personal favorite, the Gold Spoon Clip, because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. You're getting a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. Believe me, your mother-in-law has a lot of opinions. And you'll also be receiving a 1775 tumbler in black. It's $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for just $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 coffee blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler alert, it is. It's worth it. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. That's the numbers 1775, the word coffee, all one word, .com / that / is your question mark key on your keyboard, /studio, SDUDIO. And you will get your starter kit. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Go to 1775coffee.com / studio and grab your starter kit today. All right. Well, I don't know if anybody has noticed, but the White House is going through a bit of a renovation. Yes, folks, it's already here. The plan of doing the construction on this wonderful ballroom that Donald Trump is creating at the White House has begun. It has begun. And the liberal leftist lunatics They don't like it. In fact, all over the social media, all I could see was all these pictures of the demolition starting of the White House. Now, I got a question for these morons, okay? Well, they've never worked a day in their lives because they're still in mama's basement eating Hot Pockets. But the reality of it is, whenever you have a construction project, you usually will have demolition in the beginning of the construction project, because you sort of have to remove some things in order to construct things when you already have a pre-existing building at the location. Well, just to give you kind of an idea, let me go ahead and show you this photo. So this is the photo that's been running around on the socials and everything else. And, of course, all of these people are like, oh, my God, Ron Filipkowski, or whatever his name is. This is a desecration and an abomination. First, he posts an AI video of himself wearing a crown, dumping crap on all the heads of Americans. Then he starts tearing down part of the White House for his Mar-a-Lago-style bathroom or ballroom. Okay, y'all knew it was coming. Why are you sitting here bitching about it now? I mean, seriously, why are you sitting here bitching about it now? Again, to answer your question, Ms. T, I'm not sure if this is like a recent photo. I believe it is, because it was supposed to start this week. But anyway. So yeah, so this part of the White House is being demolished. And that's because what's going in its place is the ballroom. Well, here's the thing. Okay? Here's the thing about it. The left keeps talking about, Donald Trump can't do this. He can't do this. He needs, like, there was this one post. Oh my God, this person is so damn dumb. Anyway, they said, oh, no. He needs, like, full approval of Congress and the Supreme Court of the United States. Yeah. No. He does not need the approval of the Supreme Court of the United States in order to remodel the White House. He also doesn't need Congress's approval. And this is the key point. If he's not appropriating government funding in order to be able to do this. Yeah. $250 million is the rough estimate for what this is going to be, this remodel. It's $250 million, and $200 million of it is, and possibly even the additional $50 million, but $200 million of it is coming from private donors. Not a single bit of taxpayer money is scheduled to go to this ballroom remodel. Now, that obviously means that Congress doesn't have any control out of this. By the way, I seem to recall that there's this guy, he's known as the president. He's in charge of the executive branch. This is his residence. And, almost every single president, if not all of them, have all done something to the White House. Whether it's decoration or, I don't know, changing, like the Rose Garden. That happened. And you know what? There's even more. Yes, there's even more. For an example, after the White House was destroyed in the War of 1812, in 1814, they started construction. In 1814, during the War of 1812, British troops invaded Washington, D.C. and set fire to the White House, destroying nearly all of its interior structures. Only the exterior walls remained after it. Okay? Then, that reconstruction was completed in 1817 under President James Monroe. During that period, the south portico was added in 1824, and then the north portico was added in 1829, giving the White House its iconic symmetrical facade. Oh, well, here's some other historical changes. Victorian era updates under Chester Arthur. That's right, he commissioned a lavish renovation reflecting Victorian tastes. Yeah, he renovated the whole thing. He installed a large stained glass screen in the entrance hall and added gilded tracery and ornate furnishings throughout the public rooms. Yeah. Okay. Many of the original furnishings, by the way, were sold at public auctions to make room for the new designs. Yeah. All right. All right. Oh, let's not forget good old Teddy Roosevelt. He renovated it in 1902 because by the early 20th century, the White House had become overcrowded and functionally outdated. And so President Roosevelt, with the help of the architectural firm McKim, Mead, and White, undertook a comprehensive renovation. They removed all of the Victorian additives, including the screen. The Tiffany screen. They took all of that out. They added the West Wing to house the executive offices, separating the workspaces from the family living quarters. They modernized plumbing, heating, and electrical systems because, again, this is 1902, turn of the century. They also redesigned the state dining room and other ceremonial spaces in classical style. Okay. Well, guess what? Calvin Coolidge jumped in 1927. And the engineers discovered that the White House roof was in danger of collapse due to decades of accumulated records and machinery in the attic. And so President Coolidge authorized repairs that included replacing the roof and the roof trusses, adding the third floor with offices and a solarium, and installed modern ventilation and more electrical updates. Yeah. Yep. Then we have Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Oh, what did he do? In 1942, during World War II, President FDR ordered the construction of the East Wing. Its primary purpose was to conceal a secret underground bunker known as the Presidential Emergency Operations Center from aerial view. The East Wing later became the office space for the First Lady and her staff, a role that it continues to serve today. Oh, and then there's Harry S. Truman. Yeah, he actually renovated or did a major reconstruction of the house. Well, that's because the engineers found that the wooden support beams had been severely weakened by decades of haphazard modifications and outdated systems. So, under Truman, the entire interior was completely gutted, leaving just the exterior walls. They put in a new steel and concrete internal framework. They added 2 sub-basements. The foundation itself was underpinned to 22 feet deep. The project itself cost $5.7 million. It would have cost $60 million today. And during that time, by the way, the Trumans lived at the Blair House, which was just across the street. The renovated White House was reopened in 1952, and Truman gave a televised tour to the public for the first time. Oh, and then we have Jacqueline Kennedy in 1961. She launched a historic preservation initiative to restore the White House's authenticity. She created the White House Historical Association. She recruited experts like Henry Dupont and French designer Stéphane Boudin. She sourced period-appropriate furniture, art, and decor from museums and private collections, and emphasized that the White House should be a living museum of American history. She also did a televised tour in 1962 that was watched by 56 million Americans. and earned her an honorary Emmy. We also have some later renovations and updates. For an example, Jimmy Carter in 1979 installed solar panels on the roof that were immediately removed by Reagan. Reagan upgraded the HVAC and communication systems. George H.W. Bush added a ramp for accessibility. Bill Clinton modernized the technology and security systems because, you know, at that time, Al Gore created the internet. George W. Bush restored historical rooms like the Lincoln bedroom, which, by the way, Lincoln never slept there. Barack Obama installed Wi-Fi in the place. Oh, I would have loved to have been on that project. Anyway, and updated the Oval Office with a more neutral palette. And then, of course, Donald Trump in 2017 spent $3.4 million on refurbishing the Oval Office, the West Wing, the South Portico, including gold-hued upholstery. And now we have this now. So, yeah. The White House has never been stopped. It's never changed. Every single president for just about has done something to the White House. Has done something to the White House. And, yeah, as of October this year, new construction is underway in the East Wing to build a 90,000 square foot, $250 million ballroom. And so, yeah. So there you go. Yep. The Rose Garden, by the way, has been paved over, as well. And that's exactly what they are, you know, essentially pissed off about. Well, the thing about it is, though, folks, is that, they're sitting there and they're talking about it. And they're saying, yeah, he needs approval. He needs approval. Well, you're in the hill, folks. White House ballroom demolition doesn't need approval. So there's a panel or a commission, by the way, which is the, let's see, what's it called? The National Capital Planning Commission, NCPC. And the White House doesn't need approval from that commission, according to the head of the panel. He said, it is in fact the case that the commission does not have jurisdiction, and it has long denied that it has jurisdiction over demolition and site preparation work for federal buildings on federal property. He says, what we deal with is essentially construction. In other words, vertical build. So the president does not need permission from any outside agency. Not like it really matters anyway, because the president owns ownership in terms of having control of all federal properties, being the fact that he is the executive. He is the executive branch. So, anyway. So the NCPC typically reviews construction and renovation plans for federal properties in the capital region. But the guy, and his name is, he's the chairperson, Will Scharf, said during a Thursday meeting, I'm guessing Thursday last week, that what we deal with is essentially construction. And so Scharf stressed it's premature for the commission to act on Trump's project. He said on Thursday, I know that the president thinks very highly of this commission, and I'm excited for us to play a role in the ballroom project when the time is appropriate for us to do so. So yeah, there you go. Yep. And by the way, it's not like anybody didn't know this was coming. I mean, Carolyn Levitt just told reporters in July that the work was going to begin this month, expected to begin this month, and would be completed before the end of Trump's second term in January of 2029. The White House has released renderings of the proposed design. Let's see if I can pull that up. Let's see if that pulls up here. We can take a look real quick. Let's see, where are the renderings? Here we go. Here's a couple of the photos. Yeah, nothing really big with it. I guess I can try and zoom in a little bit here. So there you go. That kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. But yeah. So anyway, so yeah, guess what, folks? He doesn't need approval. Regardless of what you're sitting there screaming and crying and gnashing your teeth about. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, apparently there was a theft. A theft of some jewels from a very famous place over in Paris. And the police and everybody else are baffled as to how this could have happened. Well, here you go. So this is audacious. I mean, this is seriously, it happened during the daytime. Holy cow, it happened during the daytime. I can't believe this. And it was a theft of priceless jewels, which France, by the way, has already said, oh yeah, we didn't insure them. October 19th, there was a theft of these jewels from the Louvre in Paris, and it was called the heist of the century by several local newspapers. So thieves wearing baklavas, which are the face masks, okay, they broke into an upstairs gallery in the morning of October 19th using a truck-mounted basket lift known as a cherry picker to smash an upstairs window before looting precious objects from an area that houses the French crown jewels. The robbers struck at 9:30 a.m. local time, just a half hour after the museum opened its doors to the public. They pulled up on a road along the sign, whatever, Seine. I'm going to mincemeat all kinds of stuff because this is freaking French. Anyway, and climbed an extendable ladder on a cherry picker to break into the window of the Galerie d'Apollon building. Although the thieves didn't carry conventional weapons, they threatened the museum's guards with angle grinders they used to slice through the museum's window. So there were apparently 4 thieves, two of whom wore reflective yellow vests intended to make them look like construction workers. 2 rode in the truck, and 2 were on scooters. The museum was evacuated as the alarm sounded following the smash and grab and remained closed through today. So here's a picture of what they did in terms of the lift and that. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry. Got to go to them. So this is what they did. You can kind of see it behind me here. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, talk about brazen. Holy crap. So what was stolen was 9 objects were targeted. 8 were successfully stolen. They actually dropped the 9th, which was the crown of Napoleon III's wife, Empress Eugenie, during their escape. That piece is adorned with 1,354 diamonds and 56 emeralds, according to the museum's website. And I mean, there's a tiara. These are some of the items. A tiara with from a sapphire jewelry set belonging to Queen Marie Anne and Queen Hortense. A necklace from the same sapphire set, a single earring, 1/2 of a pair from that sapphire set, emerald necklace from the jewelry set of Empress Marie Louise, which was Napoleon I's second wife, a pair of emerald earrings from the Marie Louise set, a brooch known as a reliquary brooch, a tiara belonging to Empress Eugenie, which was the wife of Napoleon III, and a large bodice knot brooch belonging to Empress Eugenie. So here's some of the photos of the stuff that was taken. I mean, this is just amazing if they did this and got it. Yeah. So, anybody that steals one of these things, see, let me tell you something. When you have something that is extremely priceless like this, the reality is you're not going to be able to fence it, especially because it's so well known. Where are they going to get? I mean, honestly, they would have to destroy the necklace or the jewelry in order to get the jewels off of it in order to be able to hawk those. But that makes it to where they're not. They're basically not. What do you call it? That means that you can't. It doesn't make them freaking less expensive, more expensive, whatever. I just can't imagine that they're going to do this. So now one of the things about this though is that this particular heist, according to this piece in the Epoch Times, this particular heist is reignited the debate around funding for museums, which are far less secure than banks, despite being increasingly targeted by thieves. Earlier this year, officials at the Louvre urgently requested funding from the French government to restore and renovate the museum's aging exhibition halls and better protect its countless works of art. So, yeah. One of the a gentleman from Art Recovery International, Christopher Marinello, who's a founder, said the Louvre is one of the most well-funded museums in the world, and if they're going to be hit, every museum is vulnerable. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, anyway, what a bold move. So, yeah. And by the way, this apparently has not been the first theft. Well, of course not. From that particular museum, which has been targeted many times, some of those being headline-hitting heists being made into films. One of the most famous and daring art thefts in history, the Mona Lisa, was stolen from the museum in 1911. Carried out by a former employee who had knowledge of the layout and security of the building. However, this is the first known theft from the Louvre since 1998, when a painting by Camille Corot was stolen and never recovered. So, yeah, it's, ooh, boy. So they're wondering, what's going to happen? Well, less than 10% of stolen artworks are ever recovered, according to various international estimates. So it's probably not, they're probably not going to come back. And of course, as I just said, the artworks have been described by experts as completely unsellable in their present form, meaning that they may be broken up and completely reconstructed to make it less risky to put them on the jewels and metals market. It says, ideally, the perpetrators will realize the gravity of their crime and the dimension they've entered into and return the items, since the jewels are completely unsellable. So they also said it's unlikely that any of these jewels will ever be seen again. Professional crews often break down and recut large recognizable stones to evade detection, effectively erasing their provenance. So there's also been some speculation that cryptocurrency could play a part in the crime. So, yeah. Anyway. Well, like I said, I mean, we don't know. It's just, this was brazen and bold. To have it done during the day in front of, basically in front of everybody. Wow. Wow. Speaking of brazen and bold, you remember when Big Balls, that's right, the Doge staffer, I told you a couple of weeks ago, or within the last week or whatever, that the that the attackers, the 14 and 15-year-olds, pleaded guilty and got probation. Well, now, apparently, the older folks, the 19-year-old and the 18-year-old alleged perpetrators, are now being sought by federal authorities. Federal authorities now, and are going to be charged with federal crimes that they will get 2 counts of first-degree robbery and assault with intent to commit robbery, because they were trying to carjack a car at the time. And they are, both of those charges are punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Both of them are also charged with attempted carjacking, which is a penalty of up to 5 years each. So if they're convicted on both, they could be spending close to 20 years in prison if they serve concurrent sentences. So that's good. And Judge Jeanine Pirro, well, she's no longer a judge. She's now the U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., has highlighted one of these gentlemen, the 19-year-old, his prior criminal record, criticizing the district superior court for granting him probation after a felony attempted robbery conviction preceding the assault on Big Balls. So yeah, this is the 2 older folks are not going to get off as easy as the 14 and 15-year-olds, it doesn't look like. Speaking of getting off, John Brennan is not going to get off either, because now he has been criminally referred to the Department of Justice for lying to Congress, just like Comey was. That's right. So the House Judiciary Committee has now formally referred former Central Intelligence Agency Director John Brennan to the DOJ for criminal prosecution over allegations of knowingly making false statements to Congress about the Russia collusion hoax. So there you go. The referral alleges that Brennan knowingly made these false statements during his testimony on May 11th of 2023 regarding the Russia collusion investigation. The letter sent to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi by House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan said, "We write to refer significant evidence that former director of the Central Intelligence Agency, John Brennan, knowingly made false statements during his transcribed interview before the Committee on the Judiciary on May 11th, 2023. Jordan stressed making false statements before Congress is a crime that undermines the integrity of the committee's constitutional duty to conduct oversight. The letter outlines several instances where Brennan allegedly provided false testimony, including his statements regarding the CIA's role in developing the 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment. That community assessment, you remember, was false and built off of a dossier that was purchased by none other than Hillary Clinton's campaign. So, there you go. Anyway, Jordan stated this conclusion, now known to be false, was based in part of the Steele dossier. He further noted the dossier was funded by the Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee through intermediaries, including law offices Perkins Coie and Fusion GPS. Declassified documents from the Trump administration revealed that the Obama administration knowingly pushed false findings in the ICA. So, there you go. And that is contrary to Brennan's testimony. Brennan claimed, of course, the CIA was very much opposed to having any reference or inclusion of the Steele dossier in the intelligence community assessment. Jordan's letter highlighted records showing Brennan himself advocated for its inclusion. Well, there you go. Yeah, they got him. Anyway, Jordan concluded in the letter, in sum, Brennan's testimony before the committee on May 11th was a brazen attempt to knowingly and willfully testify falsely and fictitiously to material facts. And there you go. So John Brennan is now being referred to the DOJ. we'll have to see if that follows up with that whole thing. So, yeah, that's quite interesting. We'll just have to kind of see what happens over time with both Comey and Brennan. Because they're both, they're both sleazy dogs. Anyway, not sleazy Otto, but sleazy dogs. Anyway. Well, apparently, you remember how they had a bunch of GOP senators and congressmen phone records that were targeted by none other than Jack Smith? Well, now they have another senator's phone records. Apparently, Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz, has also had his records subpoenaed by the former General Special Counsel Jack Smith. So, yeah. Folks, if you haven't realized yet that the Democrat Party is the most corrupt party, and that all of the corrupt individuals within the Democrat Party are literally criminals, okay? Criminals. And you're still voting for their dumbasses, yeah, then that you've got a serious problem. You yourself have a serious problem, and you need to straighten up and fly right. That's all I'm going to say. Not saying the Republicans are perfect, because they're not. But at least the Republicans don't have a den of thieves and criminals. All right. That is it for me for this evening, folks. Do me a favor. If you haven't already, head on over to rumble.com. Get yourself an account. It is free. And once you are signed up and signed in, make sure that you search up the American Perspective channel and hit that green follow button to get notified every time that I go live. Also, too, don't forget to hit those thumbs up and, of course, thumbs down. Or, in the case of 3 Chevy, thumbs sideways. Across all of my platforms, whether it's X, YouTube, Facebook, or, of course, the aforementioned Rumble. We will see you tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Coco, don't forget to send in those photos of the dogs working the bomb. That ought to be fun. Send them off to me. Anyway, we will be tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Whiskey Wednesday, and hopefully the pet of the week. And we will see you tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night, everybody.